damn, I don't swallow, so I just make sure that people get the message. It's like, I don't care what's written here on paper.
Yeah.
Give me digital. WhatsApp it to me, then I'll notice.
I like that. I like that.
Very modern.
You're
Very
modern. You know, a lot of people your age would probably be like, I want to outpay. I'm sorry, let's get into that. I didn't mean it to come out that way.
You know what? This is how I touch grass. You get it? Because paper is made out of...
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Made out of
Like
grass?
The people back at home can't see.
Oh yeah, they couldn't see. Because we're in draft, that's why. Well, speaking of VP, they ban out the Lunox as well as the Fanny. So now Guangzhou banning out the Lapu. But that's good and bad, right? Lapu is amazing for any easy teams. But then, we already talked about this. If there's nothing there, they will still have something.
And it's just signature Guangzhou Gaming. For some reason, again, they've just put so much emphasis in banning out XP laners. From the first match against Axe to now to, again, like even day number 2, they just kept on banning Lapu. They actually don't ban Yuzan because they would just want Modi on it. But this makes it more like a Guangzhou setup for Arlet. Modi's been good on that too.
For sure, man. Modi, especially when you can be active and be aggressive, you do see him find those moments, and that allows the rest of the team to just follow up very efficiently. So getting a good matchup for him is definitely a high prio. For VP though, a lot of mid-lane focus here. Is the Tsushin what they're eyeing out here?
I think so.
Honestly, Bobber can perform in many different heroes. So they pick up the Jushin here, which in a way now has become a situation where it's just more difficult for the roamer. Because if you pick up a front line, you're going to hurt your own team. So it kind of forces you to use something with a lot more dashes, something like a Cho. But that comes to the question, are you prepared to draft around that kind of thing?
They call me a hero. Because
Shin, a bit more familiar for us right now. And the grab immediately.
Wow.
That the idea to deny the lift, or is it because he can just zone out the potential follow-up after a pickup?
I mean, like, it's one of those things where if VP wants to fight, then hey, a tick charge could turn things around. Now, the youngest in the team, Mo means nothing, or Zero T means little brother. So yeah, no brother.
Lil Bro Zero. It's right there.
Oh,
LaFell. Lil Bro Zero.
Okay, dude. I'm colorblind, okay?
That, what does have to do with the
the background is green.
Okay, do you see it now? I don't see. Do you see it now?
What?
The fun fact.
I don't see
That's
either.
colorblind.
See,
I think
you guys don't see it either.
I think it passed already.
It's Mo.
he only sees the future.
Right, he lives tomorrow.
On the other side, though, bad cop means bad cat in Russian. He chose it to mirror his brother's IGN, bad dog.
Hey, I'm Batman.
the hero.
No, Ayman, so...
Vengeance. Oh, I thought that...
Bro, it's my name.
Yeah.
Or I guess, you know, if people don't know my name, Bat Bell. La Bad.
La Bad.
La Bad.
All right. Well,
I'm La Bad.
This is a really good pick, by the way. The Arlet that I thought Guangzhou Gaming were going to go for, they pick it up themselves. Not a big fan of the Hayabusa for now. I think it's very
I think it's
early
just for the
vulnerable.
using shit.
Could be, but I think I have a bias still as first Lancelot.
Egoist. Sour. That's his name.
That's true.
The more you think he shouldn't, the more he will.
Is he Australian? Huh? Because, you know, Nar,
Czar. He might be Australian.
It's first thought immediately, but Phobius right here.
You gotta ask Turner. She's the real Australian here.
Crikey, is that right?
Yeah. And Shepin is the pure Indonesian.
Pure Indonesian.
Yes, he's the real pure Indonesian.
Okay. Well,
Fight for the ultimate
Modi
answer
on
is
the Phobius, though, that's going to be some pure aggression. We saw the possibilities just earlier. Now against a Hayabusa and an Arlet, it's going to be a lot of shoulder bashes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's good against them, just bad against the Jushin. So it's kind of like balance, as all things should be.
Yeah. Shout out Stanos, also purple.
Also purple.
Yeah, they need shred right now. That's what
really
they need. And again, Super Gorka, he's amazing, but we've only really seen him on marksman for the most part, right? Or just traditional goal laners.
Carry and Claude.
Yeah. So with the Freya band out here, I think it's a really, really good job that they're doing. They know that Guangzhou Gaming are probably going to be setting up for a Ruby as well here. So Freya, Ruby should be the two bans. Guangzhou Gaming, I wonder if they're going to ban out the Harith or if they're just going to leave it open. Because you get more value with the Phobius if you're up against the Harith.
More dashes, yeah, exactly. And it could be what they're angling for. I'm more curious to see if if VP are concerned about some kind of long-range zoning mid lane, because again, against marksman, right? That's something that you want to do. But also the Lunog's already banned out because damage and burst can also be a method to zone out.
I've been waiting for too long.
There, the shred was what VP needed to get through the Phoveus. And now what shred do they have? Technically, the Kalea can still come through here. It is a pick that is open. You can punish the Phoveus a lot, but what's the combo? I don't think the combo is present for now.
The thing is, I feel like VP, if they get their hands on something like a Gatot or even a High Loss, it's going to be quite an easy draft for High Loss, Jushin, Arlit, Gatot, Jushin, Arlit. Either way, there's a lot of ways to set up for this Arlit.
Got him lined up in my sight.
Interesting. They don't ban out the Ruby. This really looks like a very good Ruby game, right? You already have Yusa and Shin, you just need another carry in the mid lane. Or Hibby got banned out, so maybe that's the angle. They're taking away the carry in the mid.
Because I feel like for Guangzhou, the two picks that they're thinking of right now is Claude as well as Farsa. Because if you want to deal range with this Jushin, you can. But again, the problem is the Haya is there, the Arlit is there, and potentially a Gatot will be there as well. So honestly, the mid is a bit troubling. So they pick up a Kagura, which honestly, not bad. Not the best, but there's not a lot of options here. The other one I was thinking of is something like a Valentina to take away that Final Slash. Honestly, even I'm not sure if that's worth it.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of okay setup with the Tech Charge and the Dark Waves. Could be a potential combo available here for Guangzhou Gaming. For VP, though, it's definitely a lot more aggressive. Again, they still need a bit of crowd control because they're trying to use all this front-to-back dive against a Phoveus. And they go for that high loss.
I love the draft coming in from VP, man, because good scaling, good early, mid, and late, but more importantly, easy to execute, man. High loss, Jushin, and Arlit, forget about it, man. Forget about it.
And now they have a point-click CC against the Phoveus, something that can deal DOT as well, or not DOT, a bit more DPS against the Phoveus. This was a natural counter to the Phoveus back in the day.
In lane.
In lane. Yep. And now in the game as well, I think you can slow down the attack speed. It's going to take away a bit of that power. And if you just all in, get those stacks or get those resets for Arlit, it'll be great. Guangzhou, though, they picked up the Kagura as well in their first match of Wildcard against Axe. It will be a fighter gold. I thought it would be a Ruby, really, but it's a CC because they need a bit more damage to deal with the Hylos.
I think they assume that VP are going to be the ones aggressing, so instead of going for, crowd control, let's go for some damage because we know that we don't have to catch them. They want to try and go into us. We can hold our ground and, maybe poke around with that Kagura.
And I feel like with the draft here coming in from Guangzhou, communication is going to be key because if you can get a good curtain call and the Kagura is aware, it's going to be quite an explosive yin-yang overturn that can really turn the game around. But in those hectic team fights where you kind of have to make sure that all your abilities hit on point, it's going to be difficult against VP where they can kind of autopilot their way into the game.
Yeah, the coordination for the side of Guangzhou Gaming is definitely going to be a lot more important. But if they do get it, though, good AoE crowd control tools available.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the game you've all been waiting for. VP going up against Guangzhou Gaming. We got to see who's going to be the one topping Group B.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
All right, taking a look at some of the emblems right here. So far, nothing too surprising. When it comes down to it, I think there's going to be quite a healthy amount of wave clear coming in from Guangzhou as well that could allow them to elevate that early game brawl style that they want.
Okay. Early on, it is Bober with the help of Pluto that actually shoves the wave in despite the barrier from Grok.
Yeah. Right now, Al trying his very best to make sure that Super 8 Gorka doesn't get as much farm as possible, but I feel like as a quad is fine. Pluto taking a bit of damage, though.
Yeah, Modi there as well to help out. The early game is looking great. Wow, sorry, Egoist! Able to get the first blood now over on Ying as well. Great revitalize, and the calculation was crisp clean from VP.
Seems like Guangzhou Gaming weren't expecting that amount of burst damage, but when they clump it together like that, it allows Virtus to get so much more value.
That's 2 now for Badcon as well as our Egoist.
This is the relationship when your opponent has a very strong roamer and you yourself don't really have a strong level 2 mid laner, right? The Kagura going up against this High Loss, which does have Revitalize. And even the early game with that Vitality in his kit, it makes it so that even at level 2, the healing is strong enough to make sure that you don't die. And even if you do die, you will get some kind of trade.
Look at the gank. Knowing that Modi is going to be aggressive in this matchup, they gank up top, and in a 2v1, it's Badcon who has another 2 on Arlit. What a start.
good reads here from Virtus.pro when it comes down to the laning habits for the most part. They're denying the strong XP lane that we were expecting to really get out of control for Modi. Right now with a 1k gold lead, it really isn't game-changing just about yet, but against a team like Virtus.pro, every single bit counts.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, trading against Virtus.pro is very difficult because I feel like most part of MLBB were so focused on the mid trio. But they made it so that their side lanes are just way too strong, so they play around that. And we can definitely see that. Like I said, in like what, 2 minutes already 2 kills for Badcott in a losing matchup? Now it's not a losing matchup. It's just a matchup.
It's plain old matchups here in the EXP lane. Guangzhou still has a chance to turn this around if they can get a good team fight. Again, with big combos, but look at this.
Yeah, in the mid lane, they're attempting to go for it, but Bober has Crimson Beacon. Now the instant re-engage over final slash from Badcott, and it's free for Sour Egoist. They lose Pluto, and it's fine. They're happy with that.
Right now losing by almost 2,000 gold here for Guangzhou Gaming. Oof. They got to make their timing faster than they want to, right? I feel like for the next turtle, it has to be a 5-man fight for that objective and try to win it out. If you cannot contest for the turtle, I think it's still fine. You need 3 kills. 2 kills, I feel like it's not enough at this point of the game.
I think for Guangzhou Gaming, they gotta maybe slow down a little bit because they need some more tools available. Because you said it earlier, Virtus.pro, they are early levels, 1, 2, and now when they first got the ultimate, they have so many ways to really get things going. Whereas for Guangzhou Gaming, I think they need a few more items to ensure that they can get that long team fight where they can actually maximize the continuous damage coming in from the Phobias, the CC as well.
Yeah, Ying really wants that glowing wand first, and Mei, only with the Black Eye Shield, will make him a bit tanky, but really not enough. Whoa!
Chain CC coming down with a Dark Wave as well. Everything in the kitchen sink used up top to get them a bit more gold.
I like that they're saying that we can play that game too. Oh, you attack our EXP? Hey, we can do it back.
Ooh, what loss though. Purple stolen away by Zorigoist. But yeah, Modi flickered Dark Wave immediately there, so he definitely has a bone to pick with Badcott. With 6 seconds to go here, I don't know if Guangzhou Gaming have what it takes to get a proper setup for a fight.
Whoa, Pluto's actually staying in the bottom lane now, looking for a gang, but that's because Lazy Duet used as Owl just walks away. BMI back, DHS picked up. That is his first item. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like it's perfectly fine because I feel like with the changes of, the buff of DHS, it makes it so that you can really join the fights quite early. Because even if you don't have enough damage to kill, you have enough to make it so that your jungler or your mid can just clean up. At this point, even your EXP.
All right. Canoneo is still trying to farm up, trying to keep up in levels. 2 levels down, by the way, so the pressure is definitely up for Virtus.pro. But look at this dive.
Shadow kill with the red tree. Owl has a Vengeance, but now it's a full-on gank, and now with the Vengeance baited out, it's a free one for Pluto to take. As Badcott holds in mid, they won't be able to get a trade for this.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, this is looking pretty grim for Guangzhou here. Eventually, by 12 minutes, Canoneo will have 3 items, and then you'll be fine. But, oh, the scaling. Oh no. You don't want to see that. Basically, no damage.
But now Mei's caught in a tough spot. Has to tech charge defensively into Bober. Crimson Beacon forward, now baiting out the Flicker. Mountain Shocker and the barrier will keep them in place, but VP have done what they wanted to do. They have split the team open, so they can go for Owl again with the Shadow kill. The quad Shadow too! Sour Egoist 4-0 and 2 as Super Egorka gets the turret in mid.
Just outplays upon outplays from Virtus.pro right there. They're outmaneuvering Guangzhou Gaming, and when it comes down to it, they have a lot more maneuverability, outplay tools, so they're just making the best out of it. Guangzhou can't really set up for a team fight, and Virtus.pro don't need to give it to them anyways.
Right now for Guangzhou, looking at the items here, you do have the glowing wand on the Kagura, but the fact that it looks like it's going to be Hunter Strike into an endless battle makes it so that Canoneo is going to be quite late in dishing out the damage. So this is not looking good for Guangzhou.
Goes pathway. They won't slow Owl down. The bounce side versus Lan actually. Owl still holding it. Tech charge coming in from Mei! And it turns the fight around. A Super Golden goes with the duet, but Sour in the back goes in and cleans it up with Bober, providing the utility. And they still win out the fight. Modi isolated. Sour Egoist. Does he have the quad shadow? Yes, he does. Modi flickered in, but cannot find the shoulder bash. Bober, the Beaver, gets a triple.
And I gotta say, like, you can't see that kind of outplay from the Podius because this time it's not a War Axe. You don't heal up that much. I like the attempt, but they just put them even further back. 4,700 gold difference here, and Virtus.pro clearly in the lead.
And there's a lot of mobility for Guangzhou Gaming. Virtus.pro are basically running circles around them. Even when they try and use a tech charge and the Dark Wave to try to stop the advance, because there's heroes like the Hayabusa, like the Claude, they can get to the backline before you even notice it. And that's why Guangzhou Gaming is struggling so hard right now. All their skills require an amount of setup, especially for Xing onto the Kagura, and Virtus.pro don't give it to them at all.
The fact that Super Gorka has that golden staff makes it so that even if Zaur makes a mistake, even Backup makes a mistake, this Claude is already in trouble.
Yeah, that's a stun into the final slash. Tech charge defensively against Zaur. He goes to the back, finding the quad shadow, go for the shadow kill now. Able to escape, baits out the mountain chakra from Cananeo.
Virtus.pro just standing their ground in the jungle of Guangzhou Gaming and says, we own this area now.
They're clean.
Look at this. The purple buff still in contention.
Oh my lord, no way! Bober with the lantern flare!
He's a bad beaver.
He's a bad beaver. Bad Bober.
Bad Bober beaver.
Maybe they should all turn their names to Bad. Bad Bober, Bad Pluto, Bad Gorka.
Bad caught.
They're bad people right now, especially with a 7, almost
No, they're
7K
actually
gold.
decent people, but you know, in the game, in the game.
I mean, for Guangzhou Gaming, they're pretty mean right now. Really not giving any opportunities. Taking down the turrets slowly but surely. Man, Zorago is just on a roll right here, and honestly, there's no real way for Guangzhou Gaming to catch him that easily.
Again, the cutoff here, and they go for the siege. It's just so clean, so systematic. Bober gets out from the in-out overturn now, goes for the pick up. Oh! Force out the flicker, tech charge on the 3, but there's no follow-up. Modi with a dark wave flicker, but will be caught in the final slash. Is bad caught, gets away. Now the quad shadow from Zaur doesn't have the shadow kill. 4 levels ahead though.
That at this point, this is not textbook. They're the one that's writing the instructions manual.
This is beautiful.
This is gorgeous.
Oh. Well,
Gorgeous pro.
This is fabulous.
fabulous
Fantastic.
indeed. This gold lead against Guangzhou Gaming. Definitely spectacular.
Oh. This is magnific.
Phenomenal.
This is eye-catching.
Striking.
Sensational.
Dominate from first kill with the real me 15 pro.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go. Adding into the sponsor.
Yes, sir.
That's
Right.
a real move.
Is there an angle for a comeback here is the question. Guangzhou Gaming, they adapt really well. They might be looking for some kind of catch. If they can stop Zoregoist, I think that's the first step they have to kind of figure out. Because so far, they've been trying to use Modi and May to try and set something up. But Modi in particular, Virtus.pro are literally saving crowd control tools, knowing that if we stop Modi, you know, the rest of the guys can't really do much anyways.
Looking at the items, nah. If Ying had 2 items, maybe.
Yeah.
But only 1, don't think it's gonna be enough.
Lowest pathway sent again. Pluto. Trying to hold him in. Bad caught jumps in. Tech charge going to be able to lock him down, but he finds the final slash as Zaur baits out the vengeance. Now another stun and a pickup. Blazing duet from Super. A Gorka earlier into Bober and Pluto. Virtus.pro are just too well-rounded, and Guangzhou Gaming cannot face it.
One of the most dominating performances we've seen from VP, ending with 12,000 gold. And it's going up against Guangzhou, the only other team in that group that has been lossless. Just took their first loss in a fashion that I think even they're like, that was no way, right?
Yeah. I personally, before the wildcard started, thought VP were on a league of their own in the wildcard. And then after seeing Guangzhou Gaming, I decided, all right, maybe they're going to be able to get 1 game. But after seeing this, oh man, gotta go back to the pre-wildcard opinion. They just seem levels ahead. They look like a main stage team.
Now, I really feel like that Eve ban into a first pick Jushin really sets it up, because at that point, I feel like even Ying was like, guys, what else am I supposed to use? It's only the Kagura. The Barca is an option, but there's so many counters on the other side.
And it's the bans, man. It's the bans as well. The Kimmy ban in the last
Yeah.
part where we were expecting Ruby. If you don't have any carries, why even pick up Ruby? There's no one to peel for, right? There's no damage dealer aside from Cananeo.
I think the Kagura pick is definitely a little bit lackluster.
But what else, right? Like Valentina would have been in a similar position, I would say.
The only other thing that is
would be worse, no?
the only other thing that's Kimi-ish is a Chang'e.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's enough time for them to scrim to even entertain the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe someone can try and rank and saying like, hey, actually it's good enough, but you don't have enough time to practice that.
That's true. Well, definitely getting a strong mid laner is something they need to kind of think about, because if they want to fight early game like that, they need something stronger to trade blows with VP.
I feel like if we just go all the way back from the highlights, right? The first instances they met around that Litho, that really sets up the trouble.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to get a kill onto Pluto, revitalize, make it so that he survives, and then Zaro goes in, gets those kills, and then even me on that Grok, thinking like, okay, we just lost one, but then you lost two. It just snowballs. It starts the domino effect.
Yeah, you can definitely see the experience from the MSC wildcard for a lot of these members play a part into today's game. They were calculated. They were stone cold. Even for Zauer, someone who didn't get to play in the MSC wildcard, it took him a few days. I think in day number one, some of us were unimpressed. It was just like, all right, he's good, but he's not the level that we were expecting. Now, he's showing what he's capable of. This is the Zauer Egoist I was expecting from day one.
He's definitely a lot more confident, and in this game in particular, he was just poking around, and you would expect it to be a bit more difficult because the shadow range was nerfed, but he just found ways to go about it. And when you're Hayabusa and your team can hold ground like this and not back away, right? They have the revitalizes, extra sustain tools, crowd control. You can have a lot more leeway with the Hayabusa.
Yeah, I mean, like that's exactly it. As long as you have map priority, there's really no way for you to hide. And even if the Haya is not in range to catch you, that's also you not in range to protect your turrets, to protect your team, to clear the minions. So even with that disadvantage in range, the fact that they were just dominating in the map, it really didn't matter. It's either you die or you're not close enough to do anything about it.
And for the most part, that was the case. You saw that Guangzhou Gaming were trying to find team fights, right? They have big team fight tools, but again, the mobility. We've seen it just a little bit of that, that style in the previous match, actually, when mobility just denies all crowd control tools, right?
I wonder if it will make a difference if they took Claude pick 4, because you already have a Jushin on the other side, right? So just pick whatever mid laner later on. But again, maybe they were really just want to play double fighter, but the moment you know that you don't have a Kimi, you don't have an Eve, I really feel like you should ditch the double fighter route and go for a marksman. Anyways, this is the MVP by Realme, and his Zauer Egoist 6-0-8. But this is the problem with VP. Everyone can make an argument.
Exactly.
Someone else can be the MVP. And the thing is, we'd be like, I can see your point.
Yeah, they're so well-rounded. They're so good. Pluto was in my consideration as well.
Yeah.
Bober was my choice, but you could make a case for everyone. I agree. It's so well-rounded. It's so balanced. Even for Super Egor, he did everything you wanted a Claude to do in this game.
In fact, the only reason people will not say Super Gorka is because he didn't have to do anything.
Exactly.
Like, he's there when things go wrong, but when things don't go wrong, he's just gonna clear minions. Siege.
He's a marksman. He actually shines in the late game, but this game was like 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There was no late game for Super Gorka to really shine. That's why it's the assassins, it's the fighters that really took the spotlight. And look at this, every single time. Let's not even talk about the whole team performance. The individual performance from VP to force Guangzhou Gaming to use multiple flickers, multiple ultimates to even get a single kill. That's something to speak about as well.
The rotation is just really, really clean, man. Again, even here, right, they stay calm. It looked like it was going to be a bad fight, but they know what to do in the team fights. Bober and Zauer Egoist together with Super Egorka just prolong the fight to a point where they could win it. And it's just beautiful to watch, man.
And again, like something that we still have to acknowledge, this is a good thing that we're saying is that they have a simple draft, right? When you're playing high stakes, when you're playing in literally the world stage at this point, if you make a draft where the margin of error is so small you can't even see it, it's such a good draft.
I agree. I think that's one thing that we can highlight about Fly Solo. Definitely the best drafter in the wild card. I would love to see, again, the matchups for Fly Solo later on in the main stage, you know, going up against the other top-tier coaches.
Yeah. Because it's something that I would say is underrated, even though we've been saying this for years at this point. People like those flashy heroes, but sometimes simple is best. Less is more.
Yes, sir.
That's why I always say,
I mean,
Less is more.
yeah. Whenever someone complains, I'm like, hey, less is more.
Less is more, man. And situational. Not always.
You would prefer more money, but you know,
Yeah.
More
so,
food.
More.
I mean,
Depends.
that's the
More gains in the gym.
Sometimes, for food, sometimes you need to cut it, you know?
yeah. Look at
Sometimes
me.
too much. What? You?
I'm 100 kgs.
You're 100 kg?
You don't look 100 kg.
Muscle, you mean?
No,
'Cause you don't look, you know.
no, but legit, I am 100 kgs. I'm trying to drop, but I guess
That's wild.
I'm not a loser, you know. I just
You don't lose. You keep winning, keep gaining.
Yeah,
You just can't lose. You just can't lose.
I just can't lose. But yeah, looking back into this game, the highlights really is not so much on the items. The only item that we can really highlight is that the fact that Bober went for Lightning Truncheon, just to have a little bit more damage.
I like the itemization
Yeah.
from VP so much, man. I think it was also Xing who pulled off a Eve Lightning Truncheon on day one. So I like the fact that mid laners are getting more creative when they find a snowball. But yeah, maybe that was also the reason Bober was able to steal purple buff.
I mean, let me tell you guys this, right? As a roamer, where I don't get a lot of gold, it's hard for me to get magic resist early, especially if you want me to build Dominance Ice. That 255 damage, like level 1 resonance coming in from that Lightning Truncheon, it legit hurts. And the thing is, it doesn't hit on one person, it hits on multiple targets with that lantern, hitting on multiple targets already, and then triggering that Lightning Truncheon. Dude, in the early game, it kind of feels unfair.
And you can see that Virtus.pro understand exactly how strong it is, because Bober is always in the right position, and they were playing around him too, right? Every single time he's left in a position where he can actually output that damage consistently, and even if Guangzhou Gaming tries to punish him for it, VP are always ready. They understand what their weapon is in this